A YouTube thumbnail only has two jobs. It's to get your attention and to get you to click. Yeah, your title's important. And of course, whatever your video is about, the topic is important as well. But if somebody doesn't click on your thumbnail, it doesn't really matter what your video is about. Hey there, Kevin Colby here, and in this video, I'm going to show you a bunch of different types of YouTube thumbnails, and I'll even tell you a little bit of how I think they created them, and I think you're going to be surprised with a lot of these, including two that I think will shatter most of the rules for YouTube thumbnails. So let's get into it. All right, first is a category I'm calling real life. This is from a channel called Regretless. Now, I actually know how she shot this because I had listened to an interview with her. This creator shoots everything with her iPhones. So this thumbnail right here was shot with her iPhone. And it's fairly easy to do if you think about it. So she positions herself here. Her camper's in the background. It's slightly out of focus, not totally blurred, just because of the depth of it. But look how close she is to the lens, and it works perfect with the title Alone and Cold, Living Off the Grid in minus 20 degrees. Very simple. This one is from Casey Neistat, one of my favorite YouTubers. 3 things I learned from 800 Days of Vlogging. Now, believe it or not, this is easier to do than it looks like. This is actually a frame right here that he has shot on the camera, maybe even a photo that he calls up, and then he's just mugging for the camera. So again, the subject matter is a little forefront, and then Casey's in the back. Again, very simple, real life. Again, you could do this with an iPhone or something like that if you wanted to. This one is from Eva Zubek. She's kind of a world traveler, if you will. This one really stood out to me. If you look at the title, it says The Mistakes I Made This Year. But what I like about this, it's very stark. It's very simple. She's on a gray background. She's centered. But notice the words right here that she has written and then marked off. So it gives you this sense of intrigue. It's like, oh, these are the mistakes. I need to know more about this. Actually, relationships is double marked through. She's kind of emotionless. This is, to me, a great example of a thumbnail that just kind of leaps through a lot of other things. This one is from a channel called Wheezy Waiter. The title is, I tried to quit my smartphone for a year. Here's what happened. It's a great idea for a video. Very simple. He's standing again on a gray background. Doesn't have to be fancy. He's holding a phone right there. It's over a trash can right there. And now maybe the trash can was added later. I'm not really sure about that. And the font, very simple, easy to read, no smartphone for a year, which if you think about it, smartphone for a year, no smartphone for a year, he's kind of repeating the title a little. But again, this is a simple way of taking a picture of something and then adding some text to re-emphasize what the video is about. This one is from one of my favorite channels called Peter Santinella. And if you haven't seen any of his stuff, it's phenomenal. Now, I'm almost 100% sure I know how he shot this because I watched the video. This is actually a screenshot from the video, meaning at some point during the video, he paused it and he grabbed a screenshot of this for his thumbnail. I know that Peter shoots all of his videos on a GoPro, and I've heard interviews why he does that. It's just so it's not so intrusive to the people he's talking to, which 99% of them are people you and I don't even know, which kind of makes it cool. You can even see the DJI mics there. And he actually adds, most of his is kind of about where it is. This is in rural Appalachia. This is a great video. But again, I know he did this because of the way he does it. So this is a simple screen grab that he's used for his video, which, by the way, has 16 million views. Hey, I wanted to pop in and tell you about my course, YouTube Thumbnails Made Easy. It's like a simple step-by-step guide to help you create thumbnails, a lot of like what you're seeing in this video, including one of the sections in there is how to grab frames from video on desktop and even mobile. Plus, I give you a hands-on demo, tell you some things to think about, and even some resources as well to help you create thumbnails easily. There's a link down below. Hope you check it out. Now let's get back to the video. Okay, the next category is what I call graphic elements. So you're going to see a lot more graphic work on this. This one's from my friend Dylan Bates, who's also the Final Cut bro. If you want to learn a lot about Final Cut, I would highly recommend his channel. But the title is Top 10 Free Final Cut Pro Plugins. The word free. Well, what does Dylan highlight here? Zero. A big fat zero with a dollar sign. So right there in the smack dab in the middle of it, in a color that really pops, he's telling you free. Now, he's added other elements like these Final Cut Pro logos here that are blurred and motion. And if you look real close in the background, this is actually a timeline from Final Cut. So a lot of composited here. I'm almost positive Dylan uses Photoshop. I don't know this. You could do the same type thing in Canva, Snappa, a lot of different programs. All right, this one is from a channel called Aurelius Tingen, I think is his name. So this one is actually a really good idea. Again, the title, these 15 tools are all you need to succeed in 2025. He's cut himself out of whatever background he shot it on. He's on a purple background. There's a little glow behind him, so he pops. But notice all the logos here that he's done. Now, some of them you can tell. I know like this is Descript. I know that this is vidIQ. I know this is Hostinger because I use Hostinger myself for all my domain names. Some of these I don't know, but that's okay because all the logos which are flat get your attention. This is a very simple way of pointing out to some of the things you may be talking about. Now, this one has a lot more going on. It's from the channel Ruslan KD. The title of this one, Joe Rogan challenged on the resurrection of Jesus, ? Now, you've got a picture of Joe Rogan that has been cut out. You've got a picture of Ruslan right here that's been cut out. There's obviously a picture here of the cross and the tomb. Then you've got no way in bold. And this is a way to kind of emphasize something that goes along with it. A lot of stuff going on here, but again, you've got element here, element here, element here, and then element here, and there's even a background here, which actually might be Joe Rogan's background. This is probably more of an extreme example of compositing a lot of different things together. So this one's from my friend Justin Brown with Primal Video. This is AI video editing, top 5 tools we recommend. Now, something Justin does on a lot of his thumbnails, and I've heard him talk about this, is he thinks the thumbnail should really, really complement the title. So if you think about it, he's got top 5 tools. You see top 5, AI video editing tools. So this is a great example of, yes, the thumbnail can not even just complement the title, but actually add more to it. But again, if we break it down, Justin here is shot on a background that he has cut out. He's added this text here, and I think he tends to put most of his text on the right side and him on the left. So again, you have a format going. This is literally just a background he's added. This is an element, and again, these elements you can find in Canva. And then he's added some other things like, looks like clip art, kind of maybe some graphic elements of an editor's nondescript. Oh, and one other thing I want to point out, the hand, holding up 5. That is a great way to get attention. I've done this too. It just, if you were doing 3 things or 5 things, it's a great example of a way to do that. Now, this is from a channel called Scammer Payback, and all they do is go after scammers and protect people. It's really good. So the title of this one is How I Outsmarted Scammers After My $46,000. But what I like about this is, notice, again, he's cut out. Now, very dramatic lighting here that could have been done after. Probably it was done as they did it. There's a darker background. You see a pile of cash here, and then you see $46,000 stolen. So even if you didn't see the title, this, I think, would get your attention. And they've kind of put a little glitchy effect on the titles, which, again, a lot of graphics programs can do this even if you're not a graphic artist. So this is another example of what I call graphic elements to get your attention and pull your eyeballs in to hopefully get you to click. All right, the next group is what I call product first. It's really more about making the product the star of the thumbnail. So here's one from Ben Johnson. Now, the title of it is DJI Mic Mini Settings Unlocked Full Menu Guide. But what he's done is, and if you don't have the Mic Mini, I have that. This is the transmitter that you would hook up to your camera or your phone, and it's not that big. But I think he's done a great job here. You can kind of see his thumbs right here, but notice what's the star of this? It's the transmitter. Now, I do know for a fact that the transmitter does not have DJI mic mini settings on it. So he added this just to make it pop a little bit more. But I think if you are looking for this, this would get your attention. This is from Matt Diavella. Matt is a minimalist, actually did a great documentary that's on Netflix called The Minimalist. I'd highly recommend. But the title of this one is My Minimalist Travel Organization System. The reason I wanted to feature this is what's called a top-down shot. He's laid everything on a table, kind of a neutral background, and he's just laid the items out. There's glasses, camera, headphones, a book, a picture of The Rock. There's a running joke with him, a mouse, the magic mouse, and a backpack. Very simple. Again, all of these items are the star of that. So yeah, he's showing you what they are, but hopefully you'll click on it to find out more about it. It's a simple way of doing this. You could do this with tools. You could do this with, if you're a chef, so many different applications. This one's from Nate's Film Tutorials. This is actually a great video as well. My entire YouTube studio on one desk. When you look at it, if he had left all the words off, I think it would have been okay. But in one shot, in this one thumbnail right there, he has shown you his entire YouTube studio on one desk. But then he did one more thing that I think really kind of make it pop. He highlighted what each element is: light, overhead camera, microphone, monitor, camera, and don't ever underestimate the power of an arrow. And it's on a simple background. Now, he may have cut this out. I really don't know. I did watch this video. It is really good. But again, this is a way to showcase something and draw attention to it within the thumbnail. This is from a channel called Spencer's Adventures. The reason why the iPod is so popular in 2024. Again, this is about the iPod. Now, I know Spencer's in this video, but if you think about it, what's the star of it? It's the iPod. You see the hand holding it, and then he's added this text, which is very easy to read. The iPod is back with an arrow. Again, don't ever underestimate the power of an arrow. And it's very clean and just easy to see. So again, the iPod, which he's talking about, is the star of the thumbnail because that's what he's going to be talking about in the video. This is very easy to replicate. Right, the next category is interviews. I've got some examples here just in case you do interviews like a video podcast. This is from Colin and Samir, and I'll tell you why I showed this one. It's a very simple one. It's an honest conversation with the CEO of Instagram, and it says the man who runs Instagram. If I asked you, what's his name? Would you know? I know it. I think I know it. I think it's Adam Mosseri. I think that's right. Somebody can correct me on that. But if they had said an interview with Adam Mosseri, who the heck is that? So what they did is, and this is a look that they do in all of theirs. Their yellow is their color, but it's very clean. Now, even though you don't know who he is, they're telling you that this guy is in charge of Instagram. He runs it. And over here, they back it up as well. They've left off the title, they've left off his name, because if you don't know who it is, it's more confusing as opposed to, oh, this is the guy that runs Instagram. Another channel, Diary of a CEO. Now, this was an interview that he did with Simon Cowell of American Idol fan and America's Got Talent. And the title is very long, but it's Simon Cowell opens up about his heartbreaking loss and regrets about One Direction. Now, even though he uses Simon Cowell's name there, Simon Cowell is probably more known than the head of Instagram. But what did he do? You've got Simon on this side. You've got the host on this side, which I forgot his name. These are pulled actually from the video. And then in the middle, he's got a captivating title. Being alive, notice how he highlights alive, didn't matter anymore, and it pops on the black. So again, they've gone after the factor of, oh, okay, wait a minute. Even if you didn't know who Simon is, wait, being alive didn't matter anymore, you might want to watch a little bit more of it. So this is, again, a great technique to do if you do interviews. So the next one is one I call Compare and Contrast. So this is from the channel How to Faith Alive. Now the title is Bible Journaling, Transform My Life and My Bible, ... And by the way, it's not cut off. That's exactly how she wrote it, which is actually kind of cool. I see this a lot, and I've recommended it to people before. It's a then and now. She actually did it opposite. She did now and then. She starts with today, and she goes back to 2019. But think about this. there's a line that splits the pictures, and this is now and this is then, but look at the face. So again, I'm pretty sure this was cut out. I'm not totally sure, but let's just say it was. She's standing holding a Bible, and she's got a kind of a face. Over here, it's a different Bible. The background is lighter, and look at the expression on her face. And you could do the same thing and flip it here. You could have the then and the now. It doesn't really matter. But again, this is a great way of showing like a transformation, if you will. The next one, a little different. It's from Sarah Dietschy. Now look at the title, How to Simplify Your Digital Life. Again, very simple. Sarah is cut out here. She's kind of got this inquisitive look, but very simple background. There's a Notion logo here, and there's an Apple logo here, but she's already kind of tipping her hand that there's a red X over Notion and there's a green green check mark over the Notes app. Darker, light. Part of that is because this pops better on dark. This pops better on white. She's even given it just a little border there. But this is a very simple format when you're wanting to compare something, which can be done with so many different things, but I'm telling you, this really pops. Next up, it is what it is. It's a rule breaker. I love ones like this. This is from the Professor of Rock. I just want you to pause for a second and look at how much is on this thumbnail. There are YouTube thumbnail gurus out there right now that are probably, their heart is like, because this breaks every rule you've been told. First of all, I couldn't even get the whole title on here. 1995 music video was so big, ... MTV quit playing it to give other bands a chance, and then there was something else there. But look at how much stuff he has got on this. Song was so popular, MTV quit playing it to give other bands a chance. His expression, I'm not even sure who this artist is. But if you go, yeah, Kevin, you can't do something like this, can I just call your attention to this video has 2 million views. And if you go check out his channel, he does this quite a bit. So the next time somebody tells you you can't, just remember the Professor of Rock. And now I want to show you something that I don't know any other way to call it than simple and effective. Believe it or not, this is a thumbnail. I don't know if you've ever seen this video before, but this is a thumbnail. I wanted to show you that before I show you the title. This is not yellow. This is from a channel called Vsauce. And again, now the video is 12 years old, but in 12 years, it's racked up 23 million views. Again, there's the thumbnail and there's the title. Why does this work? I think because it is so in contrast. When you see this right here, your brain goes yellow. And then they're like, yeah, it's not yellow. Well, 23 million people have said, tell me more. Sometimes I think simple can be better. And if you doubt that, just remember that this isn't yellow. Now, let me just say this to any professional graphic artist out there. I really admire and respect you. So this is not to diss you. This is for the rest of us who aren't, quote, graphic artists, at least professional graphic artists, that need to create thumbnails for our videos. So hopefully these examples have helped you. If anything, just try different things and, break some rules occasionally if you need to. Remember to check out my course. There is a link to that down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next.